If you're struggling with Agile adoption, you're not alone. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 big reasons why it's probably happening. Stick around, let's discuss. My name's Eric Tucker. I'm a certified Scrum trainer and Agile coach with about 20 years of experience in the real world of doing this stuff, and I know the struggles you're facing when it comes to Agile adoption. If you're watching this video, I've got a free gift for you at the end, which I'll share with you as we get down to it. But if you want to download it now, you can go to sustainedagility.com/5steps. Sustainedagility.com/5steps. Now, on with it. One of the first things that we tend to struggle with in the world of Agile and trying to adopt Agile and Scrum is this notion that we are going to change Agile and Scrum to fit the way we operate. This would be a mistake. Agile is 22 years old, Scrum is 30 years old. The mindset of Agile and the framework of Scrum have evolved since initially being created due to all the inspecting and adapting that the creators of them have discovered over the years. And one of the great superpowers that Scrum has is that if you do it all, as opposed to just cherry-picking little pieces of it, what it will do for you rapidly and loudly is show you all the places where you need to improve. This is the psychological reason, I'm convinced, why many companies choose to only do little pieces of Scrum. We can do little parts. We'll do the daily Scrum 2 times a week. Maybe we'll just skip the retrospective because we have too much work to do. Those are things you might have heard in your travels. I've certainly heard them in mine. And if you cherry pick Scrum and don't do certain parts of it, the result is going to be missed insight on your part meaning you, the business, missed insight of things that you could have done to get better results, have happier customers, make more money, save more money, and potentially have happier employees while you're at it. So first tip, don't cherry pick. If you decide to do Agile and Scrum, do it all. The second big mistake that companies make when trying to adopt Agile and Scrum has been, at least in my experience, thinking that only the team members need to change. Agile is as much about culture change as it is about process change. Now, one of the things, just as one example, one of the things that we have learned in the last 30 years of doing Scrum is that when you empower teams, give them good ground rules, give them good constraints in which to operate so they can't make cataclysmic mistakes. But when you empower teams to decide how they're going to do things, what you do is create motivated teams, engaged teams, and excited teams. And what this means is if we are truly going to empower teams, that means leadership has to step back a little and not be as involved in the day-to-day and trust those teams to get the job done. Leadership's role at that point transforms to giving them all the support they need so that they can figure things out. Well, that's hard. If we're asking middle management to give up control so teams can be self-managed, empowered, and highly effective, well, guess what that means? That means the way that executive management treats middle management also has to adjust. They are not going to know the answers day by day, every second. What they are going to know is, does the team have everything they need to be successful? So that change in mindset has to go all the way to the top if this is ever going to have a chance of truly being successful and for your company to get all the benefits that you're trying for. The third thing I've seen companies do ineffectively when trying to transform to an Agile mindset using the Scrum framework is not being clear about why they're doing it. I've heard things like, we want to be faster, we want to do things cheaper, we want to do things with less people, we want to do it because everyone else is doing it. It's the buzzword, it's the term that gets us excited. And when our why isn't rooted in potentially reality and we don't get instant results, we might give up. Some good reasons to adopt Agile: yes, we can deliver value faster. That is certainly something that will come out of an Agile mindset and a Scrum process. We will, if we do this correctly, have more engaged customers. If our why is to have happier customers, that's the long game. it may not be the short game. Because if we're doing this correctly, we're going to have customers outside of our firewall involved early and often, and they might not like what they see at first. We have to prepare ourselves for this because, believe it or not, finding out what they don't like is almost, if not as important as finding out what they do like. So the feedback you get at the beginning might be painful. We might have to walk through some agony before we get to the real benefits. But over time, involving customers at the end of every sprint, showing them everything we've done, over time that builds trust. Over time that builds relationships. And over time, those customers are going to feel like they have a seat at the table, like you actually care what they want. And when that relationship builds over a long period of time, that customer is not going to leave you to save a buck. It will be more painful to leave a relationship that they trust than it will be to save a little bit of money by going to a competitor. As long as we continue to take care of them, that's how they will continue to feel. So happy customers is a great long-term goal for Agile. Getting customers engaged and even hearing the negative feedback, that's a better short-term goal for Agile. Improving product quality is another good reason to get into the world of Agile and Scrum, because if we do this right, there's a concept in Scrum called the definition of done, a standard by which we do not deviate when we're creating items. The standards outlined in this item are geared to focus us on excellence of execution, quality delivery, and that doesn't happen quickly. So the short-term goal being let's focus on quality might actually help us toward a long-term outcome of getting things done faster because A, the quality becomes habit forming. That's a good thing. And B, because we're slowing down and focusing on quality, that means we're far less likely to produce mistakes, which means in the long term, we're far less likely to have to go backwards and fix those mistakes. The concept is called slow down to go fast. And that's one of the things that Agile will do. But if your initial goal of going Agile is just get things done faster, you're going to be disappointed at first. In the long run, you'll be very happy. But if that's what you're expecting right out of the gate, get set for disappointment. So these are just 3 things that companies tend to struggle with when they're adopting Agile. I've got a whole bunch more to give you on this. If you go to sustainedagility.com/5 steps, there are 5 more things that you can do to help your company be successful in their Agile transformation. Once again, folks, this channel is all about spreading good information and helping out the world of work and maybe beyond. So if you would kindly like and share this video and subscribe to the channel, it will help me get information out faster. And please, if there's a topic you'd like me to make a video about, you'd like some personal help with, throw it in the comments. I am more than happy to spend my time helping you. Thank you so much. Have a great one.